Welcome back to Veterans Air. We are talking today with Chad Deere from 4T4 Racing and Austin. I'm going to murder your last name, so I'm not going to say it. From Austin with Cannon Recovery.
Adamy.
What is it?
Adamy.
Adamy.
Adamy, yeah.
Adamy. I'm going to say it wrong from now on, just so you know. So before the break, we were talking with Chad about he's got a two-seater that may hit the track this year.
Hopefully, yes, sir. Hopefully, if finances are right, we are building a two-seater. It's going to be basically just a fun all-around car. You know, just kind of go out there, make a few laps with it. If the guys want to ride, or even if they want to drive, you know, it won't be actually during the race, you know, kind of thing. We thought about making the original Cannon car a two-seater, but then, you know, racing-wise, that's extra weight, that's extra stuff involved in a car setup. So
I'm not so sure I'd put a veteran behind the wheel. I mean, these guys, you know, they smell of bacon, bourbon, and cigars, and you know, I'm not so sure I'd want them driving my car. I say that I'm just as bad as the rest of them. I have to ask this question.
Spirit, though.
I have to ask this question. When 4T4 Racing goes out there and races their car, what's the reaction of the people when they see Cannon Recovery all over your car?
Well,
what are they
actually,
thinking?
we haven't got to do that yet because the car actually has not been on the track yet.
Oh, that's right.
The only racing we've done is the lady down the road's called the cops on us a few times. So we're chomping the bit to get out on the track as well to see that reaction because the pictures, Facebook, Instagrams, it's been blasted on everything, and all we get is just people commenting. A lot of other veteran-owned companies, matter of fact, commented on how awesome the car looks, and they can't wait to see it and see how she does on the track.
So, you said you have a Facebook page. What is that?
It's a page where people can go to. It's just 4T4 Racing on Facebook. They can go to. They can keep up with our schedule, what's going on, what our sponsors are doing. Because you know we couldn't do everything we do without certain sponsors that we have that helped us out along the way. We also have a website, 4T4racingphotos.com. Because we also do track photography from time to time when we're invited out, especially with the 305 SUS group. And what we do is, besides selling those photographs back to the drivers, we actually post them on that website for free. And anybody who donates, of course, those donations go to Cannon as well. They go directly to Austin. I don't even see it. They go straight to his PayPal link.
I'm a photographer, but I specialize in boudoir photography and composites. And you laugh. I'll tell you, I purchased my land and my studio just from proceeds of boudoir photography. There's more out there than you think about. But I've never gotten into racing photography. That's a very specific type of photography. I'm going to have to come out to the track one day and see what it is I can do.
Come out and try it out with us.
I need a new lens. My wife won't let me buy anymore. She says I'm a lens hoe. But, you know, you need a very specific lens.
Unfortunately, the lens you need, I'm not the person who knows all the numbers on it. I'm just the person who puts it all together. But the guy that does the photography, both Joshua and Josh have taken photos at 105 and H&P. I do know, unfortunately, the lens that's required for racing is about $2,200.
Yeah.
So we go rent it from a place out in Houston. We'll need to borrow it for the weekend.
Yeah,
it's a lot cheaper to rent.
Exactly. Borrow Lenses is my friend. BorrowLens.com.
Somebody to donate one.
Speaking of donations, I'm assuming you. I want to say, let me finish. Is 4T4 a business?
No, sir. Just a racing team.
So all of this is self-funded.
Yes, sir.
You guys just pull into your pockets and say, we're going to do this because we feel we have a calling. We feel that we need to give back to our community.
Absolutely.
And this is how we're going to do it.
Yes, sir. We did have about 4 or 5 sponsors this year that did help us with the purchasing of the wrap. Because it's usually that car, you don't see that intricate detail of a wrap on that style of a car.
It is a beautifully wrapped vehicle. I got to say, it's beautifully.
Some phone numbers on it, some duct tape, and good to go, kind of deal. But we had a couple of companies come out and help us out on purchasing that and helping out with it. So that's why they're on the car as well for us this year.
I got to tell everybody, I've been chatting back and forth with Chad, and Facebook Messenger is probably the best way because he does respond really quickly to his Facebook Messenger. I got to say that. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I'm horrible at that. I need to get better at that one.
There are so many ways to contact us here at Veterans Air that I can't keep them all straight. I tell you one, if you want to get hold of me, text me on our in-studio phone at 936-344-3083. Text. We used to take calls, and then we got a call, and we didn't screen it, and Dick's going, yeah, that was interesting. So we no longer take calls. Now we do texts. That's why I keep looking at my phone all the time. See if I have
There
a
you
text.
go.
What about Cannon Recovery? Somebody wants to get hold of you. Austin, how do they do that?
Sure. Facebook as well. I think it's just Cannon Recovery on the Facebook page. We have a website, and that's www.cannon with two N's, cannonrecoveryhouse.com. Some folks think it's .org, and it probably should be, but for whatever reason, it's .com. So cannonrecoveryhouse.com. There's contact information there, emails and phone numbers and whatnot, just as well on the Facebook page. In fact, I got to call our marketing lady, and we need to have a page in the website that just has the car on there.
Yes. Yes, you do.
That needs to happen. That needs to happen because it's something else that people can connect with, and that we're in Montgomery County, Texas, and grateful for that. There's some good folks around here that like this, kind of fun, and I think this is something they could get behind.
Veterans Air, we're pretty much we're the largest veterans radio program in Montgomery County. We're rated #1. Just because we're the only one, but still, all my 4 listeners, thank
Good
you.
strategy.
But because we're on the radio, and a lot of people do hear us as they're driving along, we pretty much get to know who's out there, veteran-wise organizations, and what it is they do, what their mission statement is.
Sure.
And I have to tell you, I have never seen a pairing like this. This is like super unique. And I think there's going to be great things for you guys going forward. And I just want to personally thank you for what you're doing for veterans and how you're involved in the community.
Wow.
Serious kudos. Smack. You okay, Mike?
There's no better privilege and honor, really. There isn't. The veteran piece for us. My nephew Joshua, same, was one of those statistics. A few years back, and that's really what brought all this to light. For us, and what everybody's talking about it, so we're gonna do something about it. And my wife got behind the idea and supported me through some pretty rough times. It's a little more difficult to start a program like this than I first thought. On paper it looked easy,
Doesn't it always?
but no, there isn't. We're again Magnolia, Texas, Conroe, all this area. Montgomery County we could not ask for a better place to be than where we are right now because of organizations and guys like Chad and I mean I think it's going to be a lot bigger than we anticipate now.
Absolutely, I'm hoping so.
Daytona in a couple of years, who knows?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm getting involved. I can do Daytona. Trust me, I can do Daytona in a big way. We'll see if we can get Dangerous Dan to come with us. That'd be a good thing. But getting back to the racing, yeah, those lenses are expensive. But I'm gonna come out just to see what I can do. If I get anything that's worthwhile, I'll give it to you, of course. But I've never tried that before.
Come on out. Like I said, this weekend here, this Saturday here is actually media day at the H&P track, and then the next test and tune is going to be sponsor day, and then we'll go live with having the actual racing start. So,
Boo, if you're listening, you want to go to the races on Saturday? I'll get her something nice for Valentine's Day. She'll say, "Yeah, sure, why not?" That's right. Yeah, hey, that's right. That's right. So, if somebody wanted to sponsor Cannon House or sponsor 4T4 Racing, you still got room for sponsors?
well, absolutely, never enough room for sponsors. There's always more room. I'm almost certain that a Cannon would be more beneficial from having sponsors than we are. It's grateful, but I'd rather money go to them first.
Well, you're a 501c. You can't take a sponsor. You only can take a donator.
That's right. You
Well, I
know,
guess there's a difference.
donations.
Yep,
and,
yep,
and-
yep.
and,
Yeah, 501c is. I work with a lot of 501c.
Yeah,
They're
it's a different animal.
It's tricky sometimes.
You know, we'll gladly and proudly, display, who comes to support Canon and things like that. You know, with every vehicle that there is, social media, websites, and radio, things like this. But I think we could find some of these donors who have that passion for racing too, and kind of spread load that support across both organizations.
I think that's a no-brainer
Yeah.
to get a sponsor that automobile-wise, but also wants to be involved in the veteran community. This is like a marriage made in heaven. I'm sitting here thinking, damn, this can't fail.
Oh, I know.
Well, if it goes in the direction I'd like to see it go, I know one of our final goals is actually, and maybe a sponsor do that one day, is actually have a Canon car at Canon. That those guys, he's told me that there's mechanics there, that there's body people, that all those guys have such awesome traits already. And eventually the ending goal that I'm trying for is a car that's at Canon, that's Canon's car. Their guys goes and actually drives it and works on it, builds it, and that gives them something to do therapeutical. It's just
yeah.
the money's not there right now. So, but that is the ending goal.
So, Chad, you have a dream, don't you, Chad?
So I've got goals and dreams as to stuff in line, but
he and I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk like this, and so I'm learning as you are right now. I'm like, damn, that's a really good idea.
He's really tight-lipped, isn't he?
Man, this guy's thought all this through.
Yeah.
There's a method to this. I like it. That's exciting. But that's exactly you give these guys something to do, something they're good at and they're passionate about. You give them opportunity in a mission, and there goes the opportunity for idle mind.
absolutely.
They've occupied themselves.
I have a day job, and she sponsors this. She's actually sponsored the show for the past 2 years we've been on. My boss over at East Meets West Productions does a lot of things for the veteran community. And one of her biggest beefs with me is that I'm too mission oriented.
Wonder
It's
why
like,
that is.
give me a mission, go away, I will complete that mission. But, I need a task. I need a
Yes.
mission. I need a purpose.
Yes.
And working with the veterans, that's a lot of what I think they're missing, their purpose. They can't figure out what their purpose is.
Huge.
For so many years, they'd wake up, do PT, go to chow, go to what they're supposed to do, grab a weapon and fill a sandbag. That was their purpose. But they get out, and nobody's told them what their purpose is when they get out. They just, give you a hearty handshake and a pat on the back, and you go back to your wife and your 2 kids and go, now what?
What? Yeah. What now? Yeah. Exactly.
So how long can they stay at Transition House, at Cannon House?
There's no graduation by design. Like I mentioned this earlier. There's every man his own. Every man's recovery is his own. Every man is going to be onboarded with unique problems, or always having to deal with other issues that another man may not. And so it's open ended. It's really when we all feel that the veteran is ready to kind of just take that next step. So some guys have been there. I'd say an average time 3 or 4 months. Is about a good time to kind of build the beginning of a foundation for a life and long term recovery. We've had guys that have been there for 14 months, and it's not that they're just there because they don't want to go anywhere else. They're actively pursuing a better life for themselves, and as long as they're doing that, they're welcome to stay. And we've, like I said, we've seen guys go around that year mark. Now we've had guys that can do it a little quicker, and great for them too. So it's just, again, it's a case by case basis.
Now, do you teach them a life skill, or are you partnered with other organizations that come in and teach them a life skill? How to balance a checkbook, how to not feed your kids something other than ramen every day. How does this transition work?
So there's a lot of different components to it. We have programming in place for some things. Like I mentioned psychotherapy earlier. These guys have the ability through a partner of ours called Life Giving Life. It's another 501c3 in Montgomery, and they're a great group of clinicians, and so that's where they go and do their one-on-one stuff, and they also do some group process work there. we had a lady come in from Texas A&M Ag Life and did a nutrition class, and they hated
I've taken that class. Yeah,
because they're like, I gotta know,
Yeah, the first thing she tells you is that raw meat is not in the food group.
Exactly.
Do you have any idea how much sodium is in there?
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And we've also have alliances or partnerships with groups that can come out and help show these guys how many different services there are. A group called Combined Arms out of Houston.
Cool.
Yep.
You know the general started one up here in Montgomery County, right?
I was talking to him this morning. General Hummer.
Yep. He's got an invitation in general, and that's both you, General Hummer, and General McNabb. Y'all, you have an open invitation. Just need to call me and let me know when you want to be on.
And he will take that. And in fact, we may have to do that because we have an event that we're going to do. In fact, this morning we were talking about a date. We're maybe settling on May the 2nd, and it's going to be a Veteran Connect event. It's not a fundraiser. It is just we're going to all get together. We may do it at Outback Western in Magnolia, out there of Dobbin Huffsmith, I think. And just have a day of barbecue, music, and just have all the different groups that are in the area that support and can support veterans come out, and then of course invite the veterans and their families to basically expose all the different services that are out there and available to them. And that's exactly what Combined Arms does. They're a hub of I think over 72 different organizations across Houston, and of course General Hummer is driving to have an HQ up here in the Montgomery County area and doing a great job of that. So that's going to be coming up. So we'll get back to you on information. It'd be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
To have him in here.
With Dick has helped me out and set up my my laptop, my tablet, so I can actually go live or do a podcast remotely now.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
So definitely keep me in the loop. I'll come out and set up a little Veterans Air table and do a remote.
That'd be great. That'd be super great.
We've done a number of different remotes with the podcast, and it seems to go really, really well. People just stop by the tent, sit down, tell us what it is that they do, and it's very informational, very informal.
And you learn something new all the time that way.
All the time.
I mean, there's a lot of folks out there that want to help. They really are. But there's just you have to have a platform to.
A lot of them just don't know how.
And that's exactly right. That's a huge
I
piece
couldn't
of
tell you how many hours of research and calls, and a lot of people just they want something in front of them, kind of deal. And we did research for months. I want to say almost 6 months.
Wow.
Before we chose Canon.
Wow.
When you contacted me, I'm banging my head against the wall, going because I'm making these calls, going, "Hey, I got this race car that wants to wrap," and they're not asking anything from you; they just want to promote you. And it's like they couldn't comprehend this. That somebody was just, someone's going to advertise us on their race car. Yeah, well, what's he get? He feels good about it.
We were turned down by a couple places actually. So.
Well, they will remain nameless, but they know who they are.
I would like to personally thank those organizations right now, whoever you are, because that works out really well.
That reminds me, I got to give a shout out. I have to give a shout out to Carly's Mercantile right next door to the radio station, Lone Star Community Radio, here on Main Street. For the coffee and the cookies, thank you so very much. Let me rephrase it. One cookie. Darling, I only had one cookie. It really won't raise my blood sugar that much. My wife worries about me. I'm just slightly diabetic.
I'm not good with one of anything. That's moderation. I don't do that well.
Well, did you know that there's actually never a wrong time to eat a cookie?
I would totally support that.
Somebody once told me that, yes, it is. You can't eat a cookie in a shower. And I told them, well, they're an amateur. Because a professional cookie eater would know that they lean out, take a bite of cookie, lean back in.
Yeah. Keep the fingers somewhat
That's right.
dry.
That's right. There's never a wrong time for a cookie.
That's a good point.
It is a good point.
Yeah, I'll show up for cookies.
There you go.
Where am I at? Time-wise, let me look and see. I got a couple of minutes left, just 2 actually. So, before I go, you each get a minute. Austin, what do you want to tell our 4 listeners?
We're gonna grow the number. Yeah, we're gonna grow the number.
I joke about that, but we actually have a lot of listeners. We have listeners from as far away as Hawaii. I got a comment from a listener in Serbia, of all places.
Really?
Because Lone Star Community Radio is also internet radio.
Yeah.
It goes out to the world. We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube, we're on SoundCloud.
Oh, good
we got
deal.
podcasts, archives going back and forth. So not everyone listens on the day of the transmission, but they always go back and they listen afterwards. So yeah, we do have a rather large following, I like to say.
Well,
So what would you say to the people out there listening? You have 1 minute.
Please reach out. Feel free to contact myself, contact Andrew. Our numbers are on the website. Again, that's cannonrecoveryhouse.com. Shoot us a text, email, carrier pigeon, whatever. Just reach out to us. A lot of folks don't know that they can help. If they want to make a monetary donation, I'm not going to get in their way. Of course, we'd love to have that kind of support. But there's a lot of folks out there that don't have monetary capabilities or giving. And so, a lot of folks like to come out and cook. A lot of folks like to just come out and just be, or help, do some volunteer projects around the property. And there's a lot of ways that the community can get involved. And I would say that some of the most powerful donations that we've had thus far have just been a cup of coffee on the front porch with somebody, and just that connection and talking and things like that. So, please reach out, all the social media, and give us a holler. We do need support, no doubt about it. We're in the grand scheme of things a brand new 501c3. We are in fact going through a transition of our own. We are currently on Spur 149 in Magnolia. It's been a beautiful place for us. It's 7 acres and a bass pond. It's been great, and it served us well. Unfortunately, we outgrown that place. I'll just quickly mention Carol Brady. Congressman Brady's sister is the executive director of a place called Homemade Houston, and they're also in partnership with the GHBA, which is the Greater Houston Builders Association. They have selected us as their 2020 project to build us a facility.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and that's been, that mind-blowing. And we're actively looking for dirt to put it on. And so that is on the horizon. It's right here, right now, actually. And so if anybody's just got a ranch laying around, something like that, they're not doing anything with, give me a holler. That'd be great. Somewhere 25, 30 acres, cross fenced.
You've heard it here. You've heard it here first. There is somebody out there. There's somebody out there listening right now that's sitting on a parcel going, you know what? I could take that tax write-off.
That's exactly right.
We had the Accounting Wise guys here last month. We had the Accounting Wise guys here and talking about veterans' taxes, donations, and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So remember last month's show, y'all, somebody out there, you have something that Cannon Recovery probably needs.
Yeah.
So give them a call.
Yeah.
Chad?
Well, let's see. The first race, make sure y'all come out and see it, is going to be on April the 18th. It is to Houston Motorsports Park, and they're located at 11620 North Lake Houston Parkway. So make sure on April the 18th, y'all come out and see the Cannon Recovery car number 22. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors at all.
Absolutely.
The people that definitely made us help make this happen is Caraway Pest Control, Carlton Anderson, Hans's Crawfish in Cypress, which is one of the best places to get crawfish, by the way. The Lost Cajun in Cypress, they got some of the best gumbo around.
I do like some gumbo.
Everyone loves gumbo. Kevin Scott with Mac Tools. I believe it's and 777 Travel out of Willis.
Outstanding.
So they're the ones that can help make all this possible for us.
So April 18th, I have to ask a question. If we show up April 18th, we get anything special? Like, can we take a picture with the car?
Absolutely. Just get text me beforehand because it'll be back there in the pits, of course.
Absolutely.
So we'll get with the owner.
I'm
Shoot.
I'm going to bring Dangerous Dan with me and make him wear his Veterans Air shirt.
And-
We're going to get pictures of the car.
And speaking of that, actually, Race on Texas, they're actually doing a biography on the car. They'll be getting with Austin and Cannon Recovery as well, and so there'll be a video made over the car. They're going to start doing the filming Saturday for it.
Make sure you get that to me. I'll cross-post it over to Veterans Air.
Absolutely.
Guys, I want to thank you so very, very much for being here, taking your time out to talk to the veterans in the community at large here in Montgomery County about 4T4 racing, Cannon Recovery, and what you do two together. I think I'm just like stoked. This is going to be great.
This guy's driving, not to use a pun, but he's driving it. I mean, he's making all this happen, and we're honored and privileged to be along for the ride. So
That you guys just got together is just like magic. And what you're doing in the community, Chad, Austin, I appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for giving us this time to chat.
Anytime. We'll have you come back after you get to your new place.
Yeah,
And
or
after you win your first race,
Yeah.
you need to come back and bring the big old trophy in here.
Absolutely.
We'll bring General Hummer in here too.
Yeah.
I bet he's got some good stories.
Both of the generals, Hummer and McNabb, they have a standing invitation to come out, but their schedule is really, really packed.
Oh,
It really is. Really packed. But he did a presentation with the VFW month before last, I think, talking about Combined Arms. They actually have a new website that they're opening up, Combined Arms /MC, I think it was.
That's it.
Yeah, hopefully this year they'll open up a center out here in Montgomery County.
Hopefully soon.
So, guys, thanks for being on Veterans Air. And for y'all that are listening to me or watching me on the podcast, stay tuned. We'll be back after this, and we'll do our In the News, maybe some commentary, and I'll let you know what's happening in March. You're listening to Veterans Air.